Good morning and welcome to Frank's School. I think I've got sound. I think you can hear me. What I did was I got a replacement camera used. It didn't cost very much, but it took a little bit of time. What I've done here is in yellow chalk. On the video where I didn't have sound. The sound starts at the 6 minute and 9th second. If you actually want to hear what I've got to say. But what I've done here in yellow chalk, I've put some of the stuff that maybe is worth my explaining that you don't hear as I talk about the cloth-sailed three-legged windmill on two roofed benches. This indicates the lane, just a cartway it's called, the lane out to the road. This indicates the road, which is a regular road. I think it requires 40 feet of pavement, whereas the lane really only requires, I've talked about this elsewhere, it only requires 2 tire tracks about that wide. So much friendlier, earth friendlier, a lane as opposed to a road. But anyway, the two of them meet there. And this is a wet area that has not been was not adequately drained. When the road was raised about 4 feet, the lane was raised, it left a wet spot that I've never known what to do with. It represents a sycamore. It's part of an allée, which my mother planted. QV, I say, check out what's an allée. Well, it's a row of trees sort of planted decoratively. This is the hickory, and it's between the hickory that I line up the bench. All right, let's see. I mentioned, I talked some about slowing cars up because they come zooming down the road. It's really a blind entry, and it's a dangerous spot, and it'd be all right if they came slower. And I may build something that is curious enough that it'll get drivers' attention, and they might slow up to see what is that, or is the windmill turning? I felt there's a yellow chalk for what I explained. I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. It'll slow cars up, I hope. And some may stop, but it's not a good place to stop. Well, if they stop, it'll really slow cars up. I'm going to put a sign there and say back in and load up if I have free stuff to give away on the bench. But back in, because that way they pull out and you can look a little bit better. I just said about this area was wet because there was no drain there. And I'm going to keep it wet. I'm going to make it even wetter, but I'm going to line it with a kiddie's swimming pool I have for starters. So if I have plants here or something, I can water them. Other things. Let's see. I felt like sycamore is part of that. I said about that. I said about that. I said about this. I said about that. The baseline. What I do next, and there is sound on it, curiously, I go down and film the way it looks, or looked at that time already. I've added to it some, so I've done a baseline. One other thing, I felt a little bit like the character Marion. He's mute. He's a character that I created many, many years ago. He's the best of all craftsmen, but he's mute. He never speaks. He cannot, well, I don't know if he can or not, but he never speaks a word. All he does is, if you want to know what Marion's thinking, you have to look at what he's making or what he's made. And I sort of felt like I was struck mute when my camera died like that. All right, one other thing I guess I'll say here is that in the meantime, while I was waiting for a replacement camera, for various reasons, I wanted to keep putting videos on. And so what I did was I went on my morning walk. Every day I pretty much take that walk. And I filmed, because the camera filmed, there was just no sound. And so it's silent. It's silent. I didn't even put music on because I'm not smart enough to know how to do that. And anyway, I probably wouldn't. Music to me is, I don't know, in a way it's a little too special to use in that way. But anyway, it's I film what I see. And you know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, I don't know, a video maybe 1,001 words. I mean, I don't know. But in any case, they're quite. I divide them into three because it's quite long, and I just film the stuff that I normally see. Every day is a little bit different. So I'm going to put those three videos on. I mean, I'll upload them, and then I'm going to go on. Hopefully, this is. You probably understood this without my talking more about it. And then I'll go on. Well, yeah, I've got something rather interesting happened to my. I'll tell you now. I don't need to be secretive about it. All of a sudden, one day, my views and my subscribers took off. Instead of having 100 viewers a day, within about 4 days, I had 7,000. And I thought, what is going on here? And subscribers, I might get one subscriber a week. All of a sudden, within a day, I had 100 subscribers. I thought, what's going on? And I'll have things to say about that, but that can wait. Oh, I hope this works. I'm back in the saddle again, I guess. Bye now.